Greetings. Welcome to ASL 3. Now, in ASL 3, you're going to see we're going to combine some of the stories so that you can see a more fuller of the story. So, if you know about Jesus' birth, it is in Matthew chapter 1, and then Luke chapter 1, you have about Mary and Elizabeth. And in Luke chapter 2, you have the story of Jesus' birth. So when you look at this, realize that. And so now you guys know this story, I hope, where you see that Joseph was promised to be married to Mary. And the angel appeared and said to Mary, "You're going to become pregnant and bore a baby." And she was like, "How? I'm a virgin." And the angel says, "The Holy Spirit is going to come on you." A little bit weird thing for that. We have some of us, we like to say that Mary became pregnant through her ear. The word came in and she became pregnant. So just to give you an idea with that. Now, Joseph, when he found out she was pregnant, he planned to do what? He planned to divorce her quietly. But again, what happened? The angel God sent said, "Don't be afraid to accept her as your wife because this baby is from God, from the Holy Spirit." And so Joseph accepted Mary to be his wife. Now, it's interesting when you read this. It says, "But he did not sleep with her until the baby was born." All right. And when you read this, at the end of the family history, it always says, "This was the father of, was the father of, was the father of." When it talks about Joseph and Mary, it says that no, 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 no. He was thought that he was the father of, but really it says that Jesus was born from Mary and from Joseph. So it's very clear in there that it's saying Mary is the mom, but Joseph is not the dad. So when you realize that, you read that and you sign that, really put that in there. Now, when you go on to the next, you have the story of how Mary is traveling after she becomes pregnant. She travels to go to visit with her family member, Elizabeth. It doesn't say cousin in there. Her family member, and she meets, and what happens? Elizabeth, the baby, leaps in her womb. And then you have that story of blessed are you amongst women, blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus. And so that whole story. But realize, why did Elizabeth baby leap? It says the Holy Spirit, boom. So John already had faith inside. So when you show that meeting, realize that the Holy Spirit, oh, and John leaped. Wow. And Elizabeth, she says, "Why should the mother of my Lord meet me?" So Elizabeth is already calling Jesus her Lord, even though he's still inside Mary. Like, wow! So they understood what was going on. They knew that who is Jesus. And so then you keep on with that story, and then you get to Luke chapter 2, where it specifically talks about now when, and this is where you have who was the ruler at the time, when Caesar Augustus, that's when the census happened. So it was very detailed about what was happening with politics of that time. So you can see when the census happened, and that's when Mary, who was pregnant with Joseph, traveled to Bethlehem. Now, this here, it's pretty cool story that we always show that she rode down on the donkey. Does it say that? Yeah, no. So read that. They traveled. It doesn't say how. Probably though she walked because Joseph had his tools, but we don't know. So they arrived there in Bethlehem from Nazareth, And there they looked, and there was no place. So it says that they went, and the baby was born and laid in a manger. Where? It doesn't say where. It says laid in a manger. It doesn't say stable. And so it could have been outside that Jesus was born and laid in a manger. It could have been in a barn. It could have been in a cave. We don't know. And so when you're citing the story, emphasize that he was born wrapped in cloths and laid in a manger. Because we don't know where. See, this is when you sign this story now for ASL 3. Think about this. How can you show the picture, but follow what the Bible says? Don't add, but put in there and make it clear for your people. All right, so have fun. Thanks for being here with us on this journey as we learn and share His Word.